Street art or urban art is the name given by the mass media to the forms of art that can be found in the streets, in a public place, in the open air. These forms of art are often illegal, and an artist creates and paints a wall using different techniques, such as aerosol spray, sticker art, stencil, video projection, sculptures, etc. Street artists often come from academies of fine arts, but they are also common people with a passion for painting. Every street artist has his own personal motivations, which vary. Some artists use urban art as a form of criticism or as an attempt to abolish private property by laying claim to streets and squares. Many times it is through street art that painters criticize societies and politics. On the contrary, others consider city streets as places where they can exhibit their art, they can establish themselves, and they have the chance to show how they conceive reality and the world. Working on the streets gives artists the chance to communicate with a huge number of people. This target audience is often bigger than that of a traditional art gallery or museum. The target audience of street artists is not selected according to cultural or social class as occurs in museums. It is composed of the neighborhood's inhabitants, of passers-by, of people who observe murals from the window of the bus, and of adults, families, and young people who specifically go to a particular street where there is a mural. Street art began to spread in Rome in 1976 when a group of young people between the ages of 20 and 25, who were mostly students of the architecture faculty, decided to paint the first mural on an urban scale. This mural was the symbol of their protest against the municipality of Rome, which completely abandoned Tordinona's neighborhood. The students, through their protest, wanted to launch an open-air message that everyone could see, and many young Romans who gradually got close to street art, such as Diamond, Alice Pasquini, Mr. Clevera and J.B. Rock, followed their example. They are Roman street artists, and they were born in the 70s. They created the first murals in Rome between 1990 and 2000. Diamond usually paints women because he thinks that they represent human beauty. Alice Pasquini, also known as Alice, mainly paints children and adolescents. She always uses the same colors, such as light blue and orange, that is the typical color of Rome's buildings. With the passing of time, the today's artistic panorama in the capital of Italy is no longer restricted and concentrated only on Roman and Italian street artists, but also on foreign ones. Many English street artists, such as Ron English and Nathan Bowen, and French ones, such as Seth, Larue, Vex Manillik, Lek and Sowat, and C125, participated in city requalification projects by painting some walls in different neighborhoods of Rome. The English artist Ron English painted his first mural in Rome in the neighborhood of Testaccio. This masterpiece is a revisiting of Pablo Picasso's Guernica. Ron English chose to paint the Guernica in the X-ray version. The second time Ron English visited Rome is represented by this mural, which is called the Tempered Thought, and it is situated in the Quadraro neighborhood. The contrast between the strength of the baby Hulk's body and the immaturity of his face is a warning for powerful countries, which have a strong army but an inadequate and immature government and leadership. Next to the baby Hulk, the artist drew a distressing Mickey Mouse who wears a gas mask that makes him immune to the voracity of the market. This is Nathan Bowen's work in Rome, and it was situated in San Giovanni Square. Nathan painted three nuns through his distinctive, dynamic and energetic style, which is characterized by quick and dotted lines. Today, this work has disappeared. The French artist Seth created different works in Rome. One of his masterpieces can be found in the Tormarancia neighborhood. This mural represents a child on a staircase who reaches an imaginary world full of colors. This kind of aspect repeats in all of Seth's walls. The French artist chooses to paint children in order to underline the importance of imagination, a condition that the human being has to safeguard and protect. The children painted by Seth ends always up in an imaginary world, which is fantastic and colored, as if they wanted to escape from reality. Street art in Rome has developed thanks to many institutional projects such as Muracci Nostri, Pinacci Nostri, Muro, Samba, Big City Life, Pop Stairs, and so on. Unlike the past, the main aim of these institutional projects is not only to decorate and recover some crumbling walls, but also to modify people's perception of a street art that can be considered as an act of vandalism. In fact, in the past, some artists did not sign their works, or they signed them with a pseudonym because they risked to be wanted by the police. On the contrary, today they sign their works. The most important aspect to be underlined is that the projects are recognized at institutional level, but institutions do not finance them. Citizens organize some initiatives and they gather in the neighborhood where they live in order to collect some money with which they buy paints and all the materials that an artist needs to paint a wall. In this way, street artists and common people share emotions and thoughts. By painting a wall, artists try to describe the history of the neighborhood in which they are creating a street art. This is exactly what happened this year as well as last in the neighborhood where I live, Prima Valle. Some artists, such as Pino Volpino, Solo, Monica Pirone and Gomez, painted the walls of council flats. They used bright colors in order to draw passers-by's attention. The French artist Laurea visited Prima Valle at the beginning of September 2016 and he painted an extraordinary street art in this neighborhood. The protagonist of his mural is a pregnant woman who was abandoned by her husband. In fact, she is sad and in despair. Thanks to the study I carried out by specifically analyzing the characteristics of street art, today I'm able to see Rome from a different point of view. Despite the development of street art, today this form of art is still not fully accepted. The last episode that shows this aspect is the removal of the Pope's mural created near the Vatican by Maurizio Pallotta, also known as Maupal. A van-marked decorum squad of the city of Rome arrived carrying city sanitation workers who removed the artwork with high-pressure water sprays. Finally, while today we are concentrating on Rome's degradation, street art gives us the possibility to forget about some of these big cities' problems, to hope for a change and to see Rome as the most beautiful city in the world.